just for those curious, I'll go over a brief little rundown of the differences between the M65 and then the M51 jacket models. So of course there's the obvious, these are 14 years apart, but most importantly was there was a few different changes that happened with these jackets. So for starters, I'll focus towards the M51. I'll start with the differences. Off the cuff, we will know that there's no zipper. There's no little hidden hood, just like the M43. You had an extra hood that you would attach to it. It wasn't just built into it. And then another thing on top of that is there is a lack of Velcro. These just use simple button cuffs, again like the M43, and they worked really well. I've had no concern with them. And then as far as differences, I believe there's one more, and that will be its liner structure. I don't have the liner on hand right now to show you. If I would, but there's extra buttons. Each one of these has an extra button, so there's extra security, but that's not really as needed. And then, okay, lastly, for sure, is the extra liner layer of the jacket itself is sewn in. If you look at the M65, this is just loose. This is sewn in. You cannot take the two apart for repairs or anything like that. And then let's go to the differences the M65 has. Okay, as we will see, the M65 has a hoodie. It has a hoodie, just like was not anyone really uses it though, so it's cool, but I don't think anyone has really ever used them. Then of course we go over and we see the use of Velcro. The Velcro is pretty useful. It just dies a little bit quicker. And then we'll look inside the liner. The liner is again different. We're seeing one less button than we see with the M51, but the buttons are a little bit different. We have the flat, rounded, like BDU style buttons. And then I think last I'll focus towards is the zipper. The first ones had the 1965 to I think early 70s had just an aluminum zipper. And then from the 70s to the 80s, they had a brass zipper. Then to the 80s to when they removed them, they had just the plastic zipper. If I recall, I believe the aluminum is much more desired when it comes to collectors or anything. But as you see here, this just has the aluminum. It's just a Talon, American made. And they are very similar in this. Like the zipper really, other than material, did not change. It has that weird structure. This one also has that weird bulbous structure. And then let's go to the inside. We'll go and start touching what they have in common. Off the bat, they both share two strings so you can pull taut and make the jacket tighter around your body. I don't think anyone really uses this. Pretty much every jacket I've seen, the abdomen cinchers are untouched, as you can see. What's a little bit more important to note is the M51 has a little hole for you to thread it through afterwards, so it won't go back inside of itself. The M65 does not have that. And then other similarities is the pockets. They both use the same, just snap-on buttons, and they work pretty well. This one's starting to crack. One of the lower ones, I don't know what really will become of it when it does crack, it'll just fall apart or what, but those are all the commonalities and similarities. If there's one more I can think of, is the superior option is the M51 has wool lined pockets. These pockets are wool. They're incredibly comfortable. They're amazing. And because of that, I think along with the extra liner button and just all around the function of it, I would say when it comes to getting a jacket, if you're gonna get an M65, an M51, if you're gonna be, staying in the era, go with an M51. It's gonna be, actually in most cases, it can be a lot cheaper. But in that same breath, you'll probably have a little bit more repairs you'll have to do with it. I've had to stitch up the sew seams. I'll have to, embroider the edges. But all in all, the M51 is a superior jacket in my opinion. The differences that they have are very negligible, but for a collector, you'll probably not wear it. I wear mine both. But this is just a quick little video for you, Micah, and whoever else, and I hope you enjoy.